Okay.
All right. I'd like to call to order the December 2023 Parks and Recreation Board meeting to open, and please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. Roll call, if you would, Mike, please.
Cindy Suze.
Here.
Mike Moffett. Barb Tusley.
Present.
And Dave Easel.
Here. Okay, item number 4, consent agenda, the claims. Mike, if you would go through.
Sure. So this is just everything for the claims here for the meeting. This basically covers everything from November 20th all the way to all the way to December 13th. For the final amount of $207,448.74.
All right, and is this considered then our year end?
This would be everything for the year.
Okay,
Yeah, for 2023.
okay, so that closes out 2023. Okay, then I will entertain a motion to accept the claims as posted here.
Barb Tusley, I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Barb.
Second.
Thank you, Mike. So I have a motion, I have a second. All in favor of taking the claims as posted here, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Next item, minutes of the November 28, 2023 Park and Recreation Board meeting. Once again, we did get a email copy of the minutes. I don't know if you had a chance to look at them. If you have any discussion, we can entertain that now. Otherwise, we can accept the minutes as posted. I will entertain a motion for that.
I will make that motion to.
Thank you, Cindy.
Those meeting minutes.
Can I get a second?
Barb Tusley, I'll second that.
Thank you, Barb. So I have a motion, I have a second for the minutes of the November 28th, 2023 Park and Recreation Board meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Moving on to item number 5, new business, program agreements. Mike, if you would elaborate.
Okay, so I have 3 agreements here for 2024. First one is for National Flag Football, for a spring and a fall league, NFL Flag Football League that will be ran over at Lake Central High School. This particular agreement, as you see in the packet, this was basically the same agreement we did last year. We will do a mailer normally in the water bill, and then we will receive $5 back per player who enrolls. The registration will be done away from our website as well, so it all will be handled by the National Flag Football.
All right.
Okay, yeah.
Do you want to take these one at a time?
We could do one at a time, sure.
I mean, as far as approving them?
Yes. Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea.
Okay, I just think, yeah, it's just going to make it easier. All right, and these are the same people that ran it last year, correct?
Correct.
Any
correct.
change in the costs?
The cost should be, no, the cost was the same.
Okay.
Going into 2024, but yeah, this would just be for spring season and then a fall season. So, and again, this would also be, during the farmer's market time too.
Correct, okay. Because it's Sundays, correct?
On Sundays.
Okay. All right, then I will entertain a motion to have the lease agreement with National Flag Football for the calendar year of 2024.
Barb Tusley, I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Barb. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mike. So I have a motion, I have a second to use the agreement with National Flag Football for the flag football camps or activity that they're going to run next year. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay.
Do we need to make a separate motion, have him sign the contract or anything?
I don't know. Yeah, we might. Well, we can do that at the end for all of them. How's that?
Okay, that works.
Let's move on to soccer shots. Go ahead, Mike.
So soccer shots is, again, same thing, something that was done previously as well. Soccer Shots, they have various programs as far as spring, summer, and fall classes, normally held over at Heartland Park and then over at Civic Park as well. Tuesdays and Saturdays primarily throughout the spring season, summer season, and then the fall season. So Soccer Shots will, again, similar to flag football, will do all the registration themselves. And we would receive $10 back per player.
Okay. So pretty much standard as last year. I will entertain a motion to accept Soccer Shots as our agreement contractor for 2024.
Barb Tuesday, I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Barb. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Cindy. All in favor of using Soccer Shots as with a lease or a contract agreement for 2024 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. All right, that's 2 down. Third one, go ahead, Mike.
So this last one is a new one. This was Brazilian United Soccer Camp, who we've been talking to back and forth. This is for a summer program, primarily just to start off with a week in June of doing an all-day camp and half-day camps, as you see in the packet. Again, registration will be held by them. We would also get $10 per player. The plan was to hold this over at Gates Park, over with the soccer fields. If we're doing construction at the time with our project coming up, then we'll move it elsewhere and stuff. So,
But not in a conflict at all with Soccer Shots. I mean, we're not creating
No.
an issue here?
No. I mean, the ages are similar. I mean, this is a camp. Soccer Shots is more of a hour
League?
program.
Okay.
Well, more of a program more than anything else. Once a week, basically, where this will be a full week here, Monday through Friday, going all day from 9 to 3, or a half day option, 9 to 12, or a 1 hour option for younger grades. But it would just be that one particular week as of right now.
Oh, it's just for,
So it's the last week of June,
Correct.
June
what
24th.
age group is, do you know what age group they allow? Is it just,
Well, it will be. It will go from ages 4 to 14 overall.
okay.
All right. So then I will entertain a motion to have Brazilian United run our soccer camp with an agreement for June as a new vendor, and I will entertain a motion to accept them.
So moved.
Thank you, Mike. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Barb.
Cindy.
Or, I'm sorry, thank you, Cindy. My
Sorry.
fault.
Sorry.
Okay, all in favor of accepting Brazilian United for the camp agreement, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, and then the last motion I will have is for Superintendent O'Shea to sign off on all 3 of these contracts when applicable for 2024. I will entertain a motion for that.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Cindy.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Barb. So I have a motion for Superintendent O'Shea to sign off on these 3 contract agreements when the contracts are ready to go. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, so we've got that out of the wood. All right, portable restroom services.
Okay, so this is, as I had mentioned this last meeting, but this is a quote from Premier Portable Restrooms. They did everything for us in 2023. They are keeping the prices all the same for 2024. So it's my recommendation that we go with them again. On the back, this is a one-page, I have a front and back here, but on the back, basically, we'll list all the areas that, the restrooms will go to. Basically, would be all the same spots that we have now. I do have shown there if there's an enclosure or a concrete pad or, where they would go and stuff like that. I do also have included here the special events throughout the year that we that we used last year. Freedom Fest and Concert Series basically would be included as well. So overall, the amount would have been $9,270, and then in there, on the memo there, you can see the different breakouts between the Parks Fund and then the Freedom Fest Community Events Fund, Civic Park Fund, and then Concert Series, which would have been also been Community Events Fund as well. But overall, would have been $9,270 for 2024.
And we were satisfied last year with their,
Yeah, I thought they were very good. They were close.
Right.
We had a couple issues where we had the farmer's market where we needed them to clean, on a Saturday too, and, you know, they took care of it and stuff. So Freedom Fest as well, we were, hand washing stations, which they're on here too, but we ran out of water. And they actually came out and, you know, helped get it filled again and stuff. So, yeah, very good. So they were, recommend to use it again.
okay. Then I will entertain a motion to use Premier Porta Potty as our porta potty vendor for calendar year 2024 for the total amount of $9,270.
Barb Truesdale, I'll make that.
Thank you, Barb. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mike. So I have a motion, I have a second to use Premier Porta Potty for the season for 2024 and give Superintendent O'Shea the right to sign that contract when applicable. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Good to go. Okay. Independent contractor agreement.
Okay. So, in the memo, I had listed 3 different vendors here, and then, on Monday, I sent out 2 more, so we have, 5 here altogether, if I'm counting correctly and stuff like that. So, I'll start with the first one. These are going to be independent contractors for 2024 that will run various, youth or adult programs at varying times throughout the year. These are the ones that we have so far. There are some other pending ones that we've been going back and forth on, but haven't finalized as well. And actually, same thing with the program agreements on new business number A too. There are some other ones too that I will bring hopefully in January or February and stuff like that, and then we'll just keep adding. But anyway, the first one is Lubaka Studios. And they would be doing cartooning classes to start off with here this winter, with the plan of doing stuff in the summer into the fall. But basically, the independent contract agreement is for the year January 1 all the way to December 31st of 2024. Revenue split would be 75-25 revenue split, and then we're starting with a cartooning class, and then we'll add from there.
Okay. So you want to take these one at a time too? I think it's probably.
Yeah, I think we should do one at a time.
Okay. And do you need authorization to sign this too, or
No, this actually would be signed by you guys,
By-
all you,
all
all the board members.
the independent agreements?
Yes,
That's what I
yeah.
thought. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the Bricks for Kids, which I think is wonderful because the Lego program is on Fox and I watch it. They just do their Christmas stuff here. Do they have to buy their kits then from these people, or do you know?
Do you have to buy their, kits,
The
kits?
Lego
Oh,
kits or-
no, it's just I think it's $72, I believe, is the class fee. No, so they just pay the registration fee, basically, and then it's done over at the parks office, and then the teachers, they bring
Okay.
what
okay,
they need.
All right. So we'll start with the first one, number A, Lubaka Studios. I will entertain a motion to have an independent contractors agreement with Lubaka Studios for their cartooning classes for 2024.
I will make that motion.
Thank you, Cindy. Do I have a second?
Barb Truesdale, I second that.
Thank you, Barb. So we have a motion, we have a second to use Lubaka Studios for our cartooning classes for the year 2024. Everyone that,
And other art classes, too.
there's other art classes, okay, so, and other art classes. After entertaining the motion and having a second, can we signify this agreement by saying aye? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Ayes have it. Alpha Primal.
Okay. Alpha Primal this would be some new fitness classes that we will be doing this year. Again, over at the park office, starting out in the winter, and then obviously the spring into the fall. This is also Alpha Primal will also be involved with the run club that we'll be doing kind of throughout the year. And then in the memo, I did mention the color run for Freedom Fest, but we're going to do that separately. We're going to take that out for now. So, and just so everyone's aware too, Alpha Primal, this is going to be done with Pat who's obviously leaving and stuff like that, but
Right.
just so it's known, everyone is aware and stuff. So, but this would be a 75-25 revenue split, and he will, be involved with teaching fitness, stretching, all kind of fitness classes for youth and adult throughout the year.
So it's going to be separate types of youth and adult classes throughout
Yes,
the year
Throughout the year,
Okay.
yeah. January 1st to December.
for basically all of 2024.
Correct.
All right, so then I will entertain a motion to accept Alpha Primal as a independent contractor for fitness classes for both youth and adults for the calendar year of 2024.
Barb Tuesday, I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Barb. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Mike. So I have a motion, I have a second. All in favor of Alpha Primal as with the independent contractors agreement for fitness for 2024, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Last but not least, and Barb touched on that a little bit, and that's Bricks for Kids Young Rembrandts. If you want to just elaborate a little bit more, Mike?
Sure, and then I do have two other ones behind here. That
Okay.
I sent out after the fact.
Okay.
On Monday, but, so, this is kind of a double one here, but Bricks for Kids and Young Rembrandts, which would be a returning class here from last year. So this would be a 75-25% revenue split, and doing strictly Bricks for Kids classes and Young Rembrandts classes through, these are weekly classes done through the spring, into the fall and into the winter, and then normally we do a winter camp at the end of the year, and then might do a summer camp, or we'll kind of figure that out. So, but this would be doing those types of classes, Young Rembrandts and Bricks for Kids, from January 1st to December 31st. So there are two, because they are technically separate classes. They are done by the same group. But you'll see in your packet there are two agreements, one strictly for Bricks for Kids, the other one for Young Rembrandts.
Okay. So do you want to include them together, or would you prefer to have this?
I think that, because they're the same individual, the
Okay.
same group, I
Just
would
different-
say, just different names. I say we can do it at the,
All right, then
I'll
I,
make a comment
Go ahead.
on all of these. I think these are all really great, because there are some children who are not athletically inclined, and this will offer something to
Absolutely.
those children.
Very good programs, yes.
well, I know we have gotten some of this stuff off and running, and we just want to continue. I think, and build upon what's been started, not just neglect it. So then I will entertain a motion for using an independent contractor agreement with Bricks for Kids / Young Rembrandts for the calendar year of 2024 for basically art classes, drawing classes, and engineering and technology concepts. I will entertain that motion and to accept the independent contractors agreement.
Barb Tuesday, I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Barb. Can I get a second?
I will second that.
Thank you, Cindy. All in favor of using Bricks for Kids and Young Rembrandts as an independent contractor for the arts classes for 2024, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. And what else you got, Mike, that's not on here?
okay, so what I sent out then on Monday, this first one here is Pitbull Skateboarding.
Boy, I did see that.
Which something that we did start last year towards the end of the year, towards the end of the summer. We did have one camp go, but we're going to do it again and kind of really get this advertised and going and stuff like that. But this would be again, independent contract agreement, January 1st to December 31st with Pitbull Skateboards. And they would be doing classes in the spring. I believe it's starting in May, which I have in that book, and then doing week-long camps all through the summer over at the skateboard park. So this particular one is a little different as far as the fees. It's it's $225 for the class, which the contractor gets $175 of that. So we'll get $50 back on that per the registration. So. And all these independent agreements registration will be done through us.
So we're doing the registrating?
Yeah.
Of course, they do all have insurance on all of these?
Yes, I know, in this particular case, yes, he does that. I mean, that was asked and stuff like that, and he even mentioned it last year and stuff, but they do have all that, yes, and same with the others.
Okay. Then I will entertain a motion for an independent contractor agreement with Pitbull Skate for 2024.
So moved.
Thank you, Mike. Do I have a
Second.
second? Thank you, Cindy. So I have a motion, I have a second. All in favor of using Pitbull Skate for our independent contractor for 2024, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Last one, go ahead.
So this last one is a 2-day basketball camp. This would be a returning program that we've had. This would be done with Region Basketball Club. This particular one, it actually is a 50-50 split. Right now, we only have 2 things scheduled. A couple of years ago, or 2022, we did try to do a fall program too, which that did not go, but we'll probably talk with everyone and see if we can try to do that again. But this is for a 2-day summer basketball clinic. That would be here over at Civic Park.
And this is the one with Jesse Hernandez?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So then I would entertain a motion with for Mr. Jesse Hernandez, as independent contractors agreement to run a basketball camp for 2024, just the one so far? The contract is for all year. Right now, we just have the one, and then we'll, try to So
add from there.
we'll encumber it for the year, that way in
Yep.
case he wants more?
We can do
Okay.
more, yeah.
Then that'll be the motion to entertain with Mr. Hernandez for the entire year of 2024, pending other camp opportunities. So that's the independent contractors agreement. Can I get a motion or entertain a motion for that?
Barb Trusley, I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Barb. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Mike. So I have a motion, I have a second. All in favor of using Jesse Hernandez as our basketball clinic independent contractors agreement for 2024, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Park maintenance. Item D, weed vegetation control.
Okay, this is information that I had reached out to Forever Green on and went based off of like 2023 as far as what we had used for weed and feed application. We did one weed and feed application. We did playground mulch vegetation spraying twice. A couple of them did do 3. We did some vegetation spraying also on the sand volleyball courts. Lake Hills and Heartland Park, Larimer Ball Field did some vegetation spraying as well, and then over in some of the paths that are maybe a little more cracked or get a little more weeds, Prairie West Park and Heartland Park, they did some spraying from there. They had given me the number on there that you can see. This would be actually more. The prices are not the same from last year, although it's slightly more for 2024. I did put on the bottom there kind of a grid there showing how much everything would be so far. I did include the grass cutting, which we already okayed. That was the same price, but just so you kind of get an idea. Our park attorney did email out asking about other quotes on that. I only got the one from them so far, so I was going to go out and just send an email out to a few others and see about if anyone else would be interested in.
So this agreement is with the ones we used last year for.
This is what we used last year, and they were the lower. I think we had 2 quotes last year.
In your opinion, was the one application something that worked out, or?
I thought the one weed and feed I thought was fine. I thought that was fine. I didn't think that was done in the spring. I think it was done in late April or between late April and early May. Between doing all the 29 areas that we had mentioned. So I think the one was perfectly fine. I think the playgrounds, they probably need a little more attention. I put in there, I think we should do at least twice. Sand volleyball, we actually did twice over at Heartland Park, but the second time too was because of the league that we have there, because that seems to get a lot of vegetation pretty quickly. Same thing with Lake Hills, which was done one time, I believe, but so I have in there for doing it twice. The ball field at Laramie Park, we did a couple times as well, as we did have a couple rentals out there, early spring into early summer, I guess. And then the walking path, Heartland was done once, and Prairie West was done one time as well and stuff. So, and again, for the walking paths, those are mainly the areas where the walking paths are cracked pretty decently, I guess.
Right, and are we going to have to include Gates Park for next year if we finish that path?
No, because we don't have any cracks.
Okay.
In that particular.
So really, that's your problem is the cracks.
Yeah, and I mean, we did go out just internally and stuff like that, and like we did spray Homestead Acres. Just went to Menards and got a small thing of spray. So we did little areas that we could. Heartland was definitely, especially around the animal control building, going towards like the Babe Ruth, going around Midwest and stuff was kind of like the worst spots of it all. And then we had asked them to come out and do Prairie West as well. And those are, and again, this is the areas that were. Heartland does have some severe cracking, I guess.
Okay, and is this number that we had from last year, the 20,638.50? Obviously, that was the one shot plus a couple of applications that you guys did on your own. Do we have a number for them if they did most of all the first and second and perhaps third time applications?
Well, so what I asked them to do on the, if you look on the back of it here. It is a cost per application. So if we do it 5 times, if we for example, the playground mulch, Lantern View, like I said, we did twice last year, but if we did a 3rd time, it would be whatever the price is on the per application. So it's either, we can do it all at once, or do it in, we can come out, hey, come do Lantern View, and then next week come do, Lancer. And
so this is kind of an open-ended agreement based on need?
Yeah, well, initially, yeah, so
can we set a cap? Can we set a budget? Should we set a budget?
we could, yeah, we could. So like the 20,000 you mentioned, basically, that I calculated what that was used was last year, basically,
Okay.
the times they were asked to come out. We did this for weed and feed, RTP and stuff like that in February of this year. And then we had just individual times to come, and playground, and the playground mulch, we had with that done too. Then other times we have just come out once I noticed it or somebody else brought it up, so yeah, should take care of that and stuff. So this would be, if we go around that number, I mean, that would be similar to what was done last year.
Okay, well, I guess what I'm asking is, do we want to set a budget so it doesn't go above that and then leave it somewhat arbitrary to your judgment on what may or may not need multiple applications?
We can, if we would just, yeah, we can. We would just have to do like the RTP then, like if it's for the one weed and feed for all the parks, we'll, do an RTP just for that and then just subtract it off of that.
Okay,
basically.
well, I mean, I guess in my head, I'm thinking is like 25,000 too much?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To encumber any and all as a course of the year or whatever may or may not develop?
Yeah, I mean, no, yeah, I think 25 is fine. I don't think, 25, I think should be, I don't think we should reach 25. But we'll, definitely will be maybe a couple
have an opinion on
off
that?
that and stuff, so.
I mean, like in the past, like we always just approve this.
Right.
Then if we needed, like, say the gates, it's a bad year, whatever.
Right.
We got to redo that. I think the gates in the Heartland, we had to do twice a
Right.
couple years ago. I don't remember if it was really wet is why we had to do it.
As for like the weed and feed and
Yeah,
stuff,
we just,
I mean,
we just
yeah,
brought it up again and just
yeah, I mean,
made it a new issue.
Yeah, I mean, we could do it so we could do it like that, one at a time. Like I guess if we did that, I would say definitely the weed and feed at least once to start off with, and at least the playground mulch at least once, and then evaluate from there.
What makes it easier? Just as it comes back up, vote on it, or just say put a cap at 25 or something like that?
Well, I mean, I think the cap definitely I think would be easier because then I can just we could just do the RTPs, turn them in, and then Kathy would bring them here for you to sign basically.
Correct.
And stuff. So that would definitely make it easier for sure.
Well,
I think
here's my problem. Let's just say something comes up the day after we have a meeting. It now is going to be 30 days
Right, yes.
before we can approve
Exactly.
something to be done. In the meantime, we've gone from issue to problem. You know what I'm saying? Or that forces you guys to go out and maybe handle it on your own if it, because of the time frame.
Yeah,
I'm
no, I
just-
see what you're saying, yeah.
I'm not,
I was gonna say purchase order, we put the purchase
Yeah.
order and it's deducted every month from that purchase order.
Yeah, I think that'd be more prudent to,
That is approved and every time we.
Yeah,
pay
okay.
the bill,
Just, and then whatever's left at the end would just go back, right, yeah, so.
I kind of think that's probably the smart way to handle it.
yes, I agree. And I think it'd be,
Yeah,
Anybody-
yeah, go ahead. No, go
No,
ahead.
I'm just asking if these guys have any more discussion on the matter.
I think that makes sense.
I mean, to me, mine gets done 4 times a year. So, I mean, I'm just speaking personally, and that's the only way it's that you stay on top of it. So, I mean, some places are going to need more than others.
Yes, Sun Meadows is one over, that playground actually gets pretty bad pretty quickly, like for example, and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I think of like Patno Park, if we have the whole flower garden thing and stuff like that, and it looks so very, very nice, and then you literally walk around and have weeds all over the place. It's kind of
Yeah,
detracting from.
Yeah, although like there, can't get too close because.
No, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the gardeners know that.
Oh, I know.
We gotta just stay, tell these Forever Green, just,
Stay
back a
away.
little
Don't
bit
kill
so
my
we don't-
don't kill my
yeah, so-
flowers. I understand. All right. Anybody got any other comment on this matter?
no.
Okay, then I will entertain a motion for Forever Green to be our contractor for the spraying of the weed and feed for 2024, and we will cap that cost at $25,000 for the year and just use it as necessary moving forward.
I'll make that motion, Barb
Thank-
Tusley.
Thank you, Barb. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Mike. So I have a motion, I have a second to use Forever Green, and we'll give Superintendent O'Shea the right to sign that contract and for this agreement to be no more than capped at $25,000 for the year 2024. All in agreement signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right.
You could tell them if there's a couple, I know we have our, if we have more than one treatment, we get a little bit of,
Yeah, give him Barb's address in case she has a problem.
they come and take care of my acre of land that
Yeah, exactly,
that I somehow
exactly.
own. They may give you a discount if you, tell them we're gonna do it a couple of times or something.
Sure, yes,
Yeah,
correct.
Just put that out
Right.
there.
No, I just think in the long run, it just makes more sense because I could just see where some places are gonna need multiple applications. All right, item E, recreation offerings and park information.
Okay, so in the packet there, and this, I had emailed this to you as well. This is what I would call our online brochure more than anything else. We printed out stuff here so you can see. So this is basically 30 pages, and it lists everything for the year of 2024 up to this point. As I mentioned earlier, there are some items that, as far as like program agreements, independent contractors that we still are working on, but this is everything that we would have. This would be a live document, something that would be always changing. If we have a rain out for Easter, for example, or if we change a Halloween date, or if we add programs, which we kind of did last year. We had this on there last year, but now we kind of made it a little more nicer and stuff. This was all done internally, with our publisher software and stuff like that we use and stuff. So normally you guys have to approve all the fees for all the programs.
Correct.
So everything inside this book, this online brochure, basically would have, again, be a listing of all the programs, all the events, any kind of sponsorship stuff as far as memorial benches or just general information. And this will have everything encompassed in it, to this point. As we move on to next year, if we add programs, we'll bring those either most likely just one at a time, and then we would add it, into this.
So we have nothing currently planned that we did not at least try this year, correct?
The only thing that I do have in here is I was hoping to get it by today, but I didn't get anything. But there is a baseball camp in here.
Okay.
That goes throughout the summer, that I do have in here. It's Steve Trout Youth Baseball Camp that we did do last year. We had 3 of the camps run, so we are going to try to revamp it a little bit and have them do the registration, and there will be more of a program agreement rather than independent contractor. So I do have in there with the dates that we already agreed upon, and just have to finalize that. So that would be the only thing that's in here right now. The concerts I have in here up to this point. Movies, we don't have a title for them yet, but we have just the dates. We again have been working on it, but just didn't have it 100% finalized and stuff. But everything else that we talked about in here is in here. Anything that's our own program, like we have the Big Pig Championship, which is a one-day pig. We play pig, like shooting basketballs.
Right.
So that's in there, but that would be an internal thing. The events are in here too, which would be internally. I did include all events that we have ran this year into next year as well. And the other thing too with this, since this is again online, this is ever changing, so we can make this 100 pages if we wanted to make 100 pages, but it's just online. The idea is not to necessarily.
And where are we going to offer this? On our website or
Our
the town
website,
website
yeah.
too, or
Well,
a link
yeah,
to it at least?
What I normally do is I'll send a PDF over to Jason, and then he will pop a link onto the park website, normally homepage, and so people can get to. We do have like a little postcard as well that we made up with a little what's the QR code, right, that we'll link it right to there. So there are ways that we are going to start getting it out a little bit more. And there's a bunch of links in here too. So when you do look at it online, if you hit the email, if you hit the park website, hit the town website, you hit my name, you'll get to my email. Hit Rebecca's name, you'll get to Rebecca's email. If you hit a park name, like under the park amenities listing, if you hit Silverleaf Park, it'll take you to a Google document or to a Google page that will say where it's at in case you didn't know. If you want to register online, you can click the register here button. And it will take you right to the online payment that we do. Or they obviously said in here, visit the clerk treasurer's office.
So what do you want from us?
Well, I basically was looking for, I want a motion basically to approve this as it is right now, because it shows all the fees, it has everything in here for 2024 up to this point.
Okay.
I guess, and then also, but we will be making changes as we go along and stuff like that.
So you want a unilateral approval as
Yeah.
opposed to a specific approval?
Yeah. Now, as we add programs, though, if it's not internal program, if it's something like an independent contractor, that will come back here.
Okay.
It's for the fee approval and all that, and we'll do that kind of one at a time. So that's that part. The other part, just real quickly too, is this we did not send. We just got done with it right before the meeting. But we put together a sponsorship 2024 program here. When we were doing the Freedom Fest and when we were doing Easter, when we were sending stuff out for Halloween, even Christmas, I know it was a lot of just one-page documents of that particular event and stuff. So we've been talking about this for a little while. This particular one, we don't have to, because since you haven't seen it, we don't have to okay this right now. We could wait till January if you want to do that, if you want to look at it. And I want you to look at it and give any suggestions. But this particular booklet is the plan would be to have this for the year that would list all of our events, all of our programs, their sponsorship package from a platinum to activities package at different levels. That could be, for example, platinum package. It's like this would be the largest one, would be $5,000, but it would encompass all our events basically, with including the platinum level of Freedom Fest, and it goes all the way down to individual sponsorships where it would be if you just want to do Easter basket, or like we had the Christmas trees, or if you had the hay maize for Boo Bash as well. So this one we can hold off on if you want, but I did not send it to you before, but that's kind of the idea with that.
Would you prefer to approve this all at once, in January and defer it for now, or would you want to go ahead with the actual printed programs so that we're on?
Yeah,
we're on that?
I think yes, this I would like to do for sure, yes.
Okay.
No problem. The sponsorship booklet, I mean, if you're, that's always going to be changing too. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be things that, somebody says, well, it'd be a lot easier if we just had this, and, that's going to be
Okay.
a changing document. But the idea with this is also to put online.
Other
know.
towns.
So
have
it's
their
food
own-
for thought at this point on that, and then we can discuss that in January.
Yes, you could take a little more time looking at it. I was hoping to get it done last week, but we just got it done today.
Other towns have will already have their.
Right.
Schedule out in
No,
January.
right, I understand.
But,
All right, so
I-
then, if anyone have any questions?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, the trunk and treat and the Easter egg hunt, do we charge for those?
Right now, we don't, no. Oh, we would charge for vendors. It'll be, like a vendor fee if,
Do we have vendors at the Easter egg hunt?
this year, actually, we did not, but this year we're
How many,
planning
how
on it.
many, how many eggs did we give out?
Well, we had, registered, because we took registration, it was probably like 600 total. So we probably gave out way too many. But it was thousands of Easter
Okay.
eggs, basically. So now we do have the $15
Okay,
like
with
sponsorship for the
and now
basket.
Who does the eggs and stuff? Okay, only because I work for an organization that, last year we did 11,000 eggs, and
Yeah.
stuff, but, somebody has to pay for this stuff.
Yeah, when we had the sponsors with it, so we did use that money from, I think we had like $1,000 maybe a sponsorship for the Easter egg hunt.
Okay.
That we did use for, candy and, eggs. Now, we did stuff some ourselves. We also did buy some, because we needed some more. We did buy some pre-stuffed eggs as well, which you don't get a lot of the pre-stuffed
No, you
eggs
don't.
and stuff like that. So,
No, only because this, I happen to know how
Yeah.
much this cost,
Yeah.
And I know how much just the eggs cost.
yeah,
you
so,
know.
so like with the booklet, basically the idea would have it, eventually published and then send it out at the beginning of the year, but then also follow up at, Easter egg hunt, and ask the people the before Halloween stuff, about, donating and bringing it up to, this year we did, when Pat was he was coming to the chamber meetings a lot and bring it up that way, which was good. So we're still going to do that as well. But yeah, so like for that example, I think we had like $1,000 total on that.
Expenses?
Well, donations, yeah.
I was gonna
yeah.
say, where did you buy from? I want to know, because I know what I paid for how
Yeah.
many we had.
Well, there was some stuff that was had from previous years as well that we were able to use again and stuff. So that did help keep some of the cost wise down.
Okay, because at some point, it's really nice having stuff, but we have to somehow balance the budget with
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
everything. And if you have vendors come, I will say that they help pay the
Yeah.
cost
yeah.
of everything. But
Yeah, I think, I thought this year we did a good job as far as like getting sponsors more, like just more sponsors in general and stuff like that, which was good. So I definitely think we can do more on that, and we have to do more on that as well. Even like, Freedom Fest, I think we had a total of like 30,000 on just sponsors alone. Definitely we can do more, just get different ways, blah, 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 figure different ways to do that too and stuff. So, so that was the start of doing all that, but now would be kind of kicking it up and doing it.
yeah, and maybe I want to get
Further.
volunteers, because I have people calling me up wanting to come and stuff the eggs.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I just find this totally incredible, but they want to come. You bless their little hearts.
There you go. You got to volunteer to run
Yeah.
the egg stuffing.
Yeah, I would gladly do that. But, okay, I just want to say, that's all.
All right. Anybody else got any questions?
So what, are we going to approve these all?
We're going to entertain a motion to accept the recreation offerings and park information from 2023 to roll over to 2024 with the appropriate fees accordingly, with obviously some additions as we go for the calendar year 2024.
Okay, so we're approving publishing this to the general public.
Correct.
Okay.
So I'll entertain a motion for that.
So moved.
Thank you, Mike.
Second.
Thank you, Cindy. So I have a motion, I have a second to continue with the recreational offerings and park information as it was printed for 2023 for 2024. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
I will say, last year, I received complaints from some people in town, that they would go to the park website and not be able to see where events were or what time, so we're fixing that, correct?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, so yeah, this would be.
call me up thinking that I
Yeah.
knew everything.
Yeah. So yeah, this would definitely help it, and as far as directing people to a location to
Okay.
see everything for the year. Because when we would update stuff, sometimes it probably was a little too late at times, as far as, we would maybe mention it on social media or whatnot, but this will help at least get like, a blueprint with everything
Yeah.
and help it
There's
kind
no
of roll
QR
out.
codes on any of these forms here.
Not on those ones, yeah.
Take them to someplace.
Yeah, not on those ones,
Yeah,
no,
okay.
no. But we do have postcards and stuff. Yeah, there are links on there
There's
though,
links where you
that,
click on
like,
Okay.
if you want to register for something,
Take you
just-
to it.
it will take you right to the page, or
Okay.
it will take you, to Google Maps, basically,
Okay.
and stuff like that. So it should be a little more friendlier this time around, so.
All right. Item F, the 2024 board meeting schedule. I think Mike has produced that copy of that. That kind of is going to remain the same. Meeting on the fourth Tuesday of each month at 5 o'clock, except for December like we're doing now. And for Barb, we'll just let her highlight or underline that December meeting date so that she doesn't get confused. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm blonde.
But basically, yeah, December would be the only change from that, and that would be a Wednesday like it is now. And any questions or concerns about that?
What Wednesday?
Huh?
What Wednesday? Because next year,
It's the 18th,
okay, I was gonna say, 'cause
so it's a
Christmas
week
isn't-
before
I
Christmas,
say Christmas is on a Wednesday.
because Christmas is on a Wednesday. So yeah, we want to stay away from that whole week.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then the following week's New Year's, you want to stay away from that whole week too. So I'm going to send you a personal email December 18th. How's that?
That will work.
Okay. All right, so any questions on that? I don't think we need to vote on that. That's just kind of our standard operating procedure. It's just more information as it goes for that. So if you have any questions, you have it on a printed sheet. But yeah, it's basically the fourth Tuesday of every month with the exclusion of December. Okay, item G, Park and Recreation Board officials. Mike, you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so I put this in here, I mean, we can do this in January, prefer as well and stuff, but this was just so, if you wanted to go through and name your officials for the year, president, vice president, like such stuff like that, basically, so.
Yeah, well, and like anything else, our terms, our leadership terms expire at the end of this year, so we would have to do it again. I'm not opposed to doing it now, but as part of my little information sheet, we are actively pursuing a fifth board member, okay, this is a board of 5 that has been 4 only because of trying to align it correctly with party affiliations and stuff like that. So that's been the challenge. We have yet another candidate, okay? I would like that person to be approved by the town council, and I'm hoping that would be here for that January 24 meeting. So I would much rather bring everybody into the same loop and make sure that we're all good to go with that. So if you guys don't mind, I would prefer to defer that vote until January.
I agree. I think it's more proper to do it in January.
Well, I just, if this all goes, as hoped, then we would have that fifth person sitting here in January. And that way they're up to speed with what we're doing and how we did it. Any questions or concerns about that? All right, so then we'll kind of defer that one for now. And we'll deal with it in January. All right, Item number 6, old business. Christmas in the Park remaining event. To my knowledge, there's one, right? Tomorrow?
Yeah, one more to go tomorrow night, 6 to 9, over at Prairie West Park. Santa will be there from 6 to 9. We have a reindeer. They'll be there too for
And sleigh rides, I've been told.
Yes, the sleigh ride was originally scheduled for Saturday, but Saturday, lots and lots of rain on Saturday.
I was gonna ask how Saturday went, but I remember it rained.
Lots
so
Would have been a mud sleigh ride.
I was there
It would've been.
volunteering, and
Thank you.
a lot of people did come out, so
Good.
so it was good.
Good.
So, but yeah.
All right, so then, after this last event, are we keeping everything in place?
Yeah, so my plan was to
Through the
keep
holiday?
it, was, yeah, I mean, we were gonna send a message, to everyone the week after Christmas. Because the weather is still actually supposed to be still pretty nice.
Right.
So if they wanted to start taking down some of the ornaments,
Okay.
the week after that they can. I was planning on leaving like the lights and stuff basically through the year, into January.
Okay.
And such, but if they did want to take down.
Well, we're kind of new at this, so it's kind of, we're not really kind of sure on how that's going to fly. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's still supposed to be warm, so, it might be better.
Well, it would be nice then, in January, if you could, to give us an overall
Sure.
view on how that all went and
Yeah.
what it entailed and what we would possibly need to at least address moving forward or whatever.
And I wanna thank you for the hot dogs.
Oh,
for the
that's fine.
previous event.
It's not a problem.
That went very
That
well.
went far, because it went to a couple of events, so.
It's okay.
It worked out great,
Yeah,
so.
that event went.
Not a problem.
Went well.
Not a problem. Okay, that takes care of old business. Item number 7, reports. Town council liaison, Mr. Aurelio is not here. Town manager, Mr. Wiswati is not here. So them two reports are not gonna happen, but item C, Parks and Rec board members. Okay, Cindy, we'll start with you. Anything you want to add?
Just my suggestion, comment is, after the town council gives you a budget, maybe we could have a work session on that, so I can understand that a little bit better.
Okay.
Other than that, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Great. Barb?
Yes, I just would like to tell anybody who's viewing that it has been mentioned that we are just a town with no businesses, just bedroom community. We have had in recent times those people who have pledged, moved into our community, and have committed to great amounts of money to do so. I feel that this park district, I'm proud to be part of this board. I think Mike has done a great job as overseeing this park facility and has taken it to where the people who have lived here for a long periods of time and our new residents have expected of the town of St. John. I'm proud to be here. When I go around and tell people that I'm from St. John, people go, "Ooh, really?" I do tell them I live in the oldest subdivision in St. John. But I hope that nothing changes at all. And Mike, I hope we have a great year next year, as we have had this year, in bringing the services that I feel our residents deserve. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Mike, anything?
I don't have anything.
Anything to add? Okay. Only thing I want to do is just kind of recap what was done for 2023. And here's the list that I put together. And it starts out by done for 2023. This board was formed at the beginning of the year, so that this has been our first year on the job, and the first thing we had to deal with was the Founders Park finishing and paid for, and regrading and re-engineered, and just kind of getting that one and getting our grant expedited through that, and that was the first thing that we had to deal with. Then shortly thereafter, we had to deal with the Heron Park splash pad almost complete rebuild because of some issues with frozen pipes and water issues, and got that online. Gates Park, the new grading and phase approval, the next phase approval, that will begin with the bike path for spring of 2024, but that has passed, and we've got that going. American Structure Point, we got the impact fee, the 5-year plan renewal, got that council approved. And that approval is going to be a 5% per year increase. So over the course of the next 5 years, we will get 5%. Just a little update on that, year ending, our impact fee revenue, along with some of the interest that we've earned on some of the money that we have in CDs, was slightly over $400,000. Okay? Trending down the last couple of years. Okay? I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we were in a serious housing boom prior to COVID and even through part of COVID, but it has gone a different direction since. Not to say that what we've not, what has been done has not been still good, but we have to adjust our needs, wants, and wishes based on money that we have. I mean, we've already committed almost half of that incoming money to the bike path for 2024, just to put it in perspective. Okay, the new rec programs to be continued. Okay, I love what we got started. Okay, and we're also going to have to deal with the next phase of Gates Park and the hard courts, the soccer fields, and that once we get the bike path done, that'll be something we have to deal with. The farmers market relocation. That was a little bit of an issue, but I think in the long run, now that it's been approved for 2024 as a permanent location, I think we're going to move on fine from there. Had a little hiccup with baseball and softball on some of their lease agreements. We're working on that for 2024, but we got started with that. The civic park improvements. The Parks and Rec staff decided to throw a pickleball court on top of the tennis courts. I thought that was a great idea. The ice rink was a great idea. These are things that we can continue to build upon. The fact that we rebuilt the batting cage here at Civic Park, that was a step in the right direction. All things being equal, I think that's we've done well. What to look forward in 2024? All right, I talked for a minute about waiting for approval for a new board member. That's something that we have to get done. We have to replace our recreation coordinator. Pat has tendered his resignation starting the first of the year. So that's something that we have to move forward on and try to get someone in place.
Well, for that, though, Rebecca was going to move into that role.
Okay, so Rebecca has accepted that position?
She did, yeah.
So now are we looking to hire a part-timer?
Correct, specialist position.
So is
yeah.
that on, are we openly pursuing an applicant for that?
Yeah. We posted on the website, and probably should put it in here too, or put like an application thing in here too, now that I mentioned it in the book and stuff. So, but yes, but she was asked and she did accept that, and then we're just looking for a specialist now.
Okay. And what about the part-time or full-time park employee that you requested? How is that going? Did we get any movement on that based on the town council?
In the salary ordinance, there is a part-time park maintenance position. That is, I think it's like $13.50 an hour, basically, for 20 hours, basically. So we do, yeah. So that is technically another open position.
Okay.
That we would have that would have been included also in the budget as well.
Okay. So I mean that's something that we more or less are looking to fill too, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see, what else do I got here? Okay, I talked about the next phase of Gates Park. The American Structure Point 5-year master plan. Okay, we are waiting for legal to approve the verbiage on that. Hopefully we'll get to that in January. But by the end of next year, we need to come up with our 5-year master plan for the Parks and Rec that will fold into the town's 5-year master plan. So it's all in, the impact fee thing is out of the way, but the same people that helped us out with that have been more or less approved pending the legal side of it to help us deal with that. And hopefully we'll get that all going for next year for 2024. Yeah, we have to deal with the lease agreements for baseball, softball. Hopefully that'll happen. And the single park improvements that we have kind of prioritized with the help of Superintendent O'Shea as far as what needs to be done on some of these individual parks as far as addressing some of the glaring needs going on. So that's some of the things we have to look forward to in 2024. I too would like to add, it's been my pleasure to serve here. It's been my pleasure to deal with the people on the board, deal with the people in the Parks Department. Both Mike and Patrick and Rebecca should be proud, and even Shelby for helping us run the farmers market should be proud of what they've done. I realize that has, we've had some questions and concerns over some of these things, but all in all, I think it's worked out about as well as it could have. I'm looking forward to 2024 and how we deal with some of the issues moving forward. Would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Like to just appreciate everyone here, even Jason for the work that you've done. I appreciate that, and for your insight. And yeah, I've got nothing else for that. Okay, that handles reports. Item 8, any and all. Anybody got anything else they want to talk about?
Happy holidays to everybody, no matter what you help celebrate out there, and hope everybody has a happy and prosperous New Year.
Great.
The only other thing I was going to mention, ice rink. It is set up back there. We just got to, the water's not in there yet. It's been
We
warm.
got to ski on it now? Water ski?
You could do a little slip of that, but it's supposed to be 50. So my plan is to start filling up. I think January 3rd, it looks like it's going to be 34, 33 degrees. So I was going to wait till the beginning of the year to start putting water in there and stuff. So, but it is set up minus the water.
Good idea.
Okay. So that's that for any and all. Number 9, public comment. I don't know that anyone's here. Kathy, you don't want to comment today? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Barb Tusley, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mike.
Say,
Otherwise, we're here for a while.
long night.
Yeah.
We don't get this.
We are adjourned. Thank you.